Welcome back everyone, hope you're all doing really well. As some of you have probably seen on my social media from last weekend, there was unfortunately a fire in my garden last Saturday. One of the neighbours at the back, not my immediate neighbour, decided to have a bonfire on a really windy, dry day, and one of the embers caught fire to one of the trees, and then it spread to the fences and along to my shed. It could have been a lot worse. I'm so thankful that my neighbours called the fire brigade very quickly. I wasn't actually at home at the time, which was really terrifying. I'll go out and show you the damage in a minute. I just didn't want to go out and talk about it outside. And I also wanted to just show you Marvin, because I know a lot of you haven't seen him for a while and you've missed him. He is still here, being naughty as ever. One of the reasons why he hasn't been on my videos for such a long time is that he's very, very territorial of this room. So I'm not really allowed to come and film in this room because he will attack me. But I've been trying to spend as much time as I can in the living room so that he kind of gets used to me being in here. So now he tolerates me being in here, but he doesn't like me being in this room because it's his room. I was hoping to do a houseplant tour soon for you because I've still got obviously quite a lot of houseplants. But for now, I just wanted to go out and kind of show you how the garden's doing. Obviously, it's not really looking its best. I do need to go out and give it a good tidy. But at the moment, it is smelling a bit toxic from where all the stuff's burnt in the shed. I'm just so thankful that the fire didn't kind of spread along the fence to my bar and the house. The living room was a bit smoky when I got back, but luckily managed to get Marvin out very quickly and he's been absolutely fine. But anyway, I'll go out and I'll show you how the garden is looking. And also, we have had a hosepipe ban for the last, it must be at least a month, maybe even longer than that now. We had such a hot, dry summer, so the garden, you know, it's not looking its best anyway because we did have the hosepipe ban, so it didn't really get as much water as it should have. And I do need to replace the thatch on the bar, but I think I'll be doing that next year now. I just need to concentrate on getting the shed replaced, and I'm just sorting out that back area. I've got someone coming to assess the damage hopefully next week. Also, this bit of edging has decided to fall off the pergola, so that needs fixing as well. It's still looking quite floral out here. We've got all the begonias still out and the alstroemeria. My bromeliad's still looking fairly happy. I've really enjoyed having these beautiful geraniums this year. I think I'm going to be overwintering those inside, as I'd like to have those again next year. But I must say the begonias are a showstopper. One of my favourite plants in the garden for sure. So let me take you to the damage. From here it doesn't look so bad. It looks quite good from a distance. I have also chopped back some of the crocosmia because it had yellowed, it had gone all crispy, it looked really messy. And I did pull some of it out as well because it was very overcrowded and flopping over, which means it needs more room to grow. So I have pulled out quite a bit of it in the middle as well. The cannas didn't really do too well this year, unfortunately. And as I said, we had such a hot, dry summer, but over the last 4 or 5 days, we've had a huge amount of rain. One extreme to the other. So, as you can see here, there's a lovely big hole in the fence there. I did have some bamboo down the side of the shed, which has now been completely incinerated. And this fir tree here is completely black, so I'm guessing that's going to need chopping down, and you can see the damage in my next door neighbour's garden there. He's going to have to replace his shed. And then obviously the garden at the back. Won't say too much about that. My Acer obviously looks very scorched. Such a shame, as that's so beautiful in the autumn with the red leaves, but we won't be seeing that this autumn. And the shed actually looks all right from the front. Excuse the mess. I just kind of chucked everything back in there that was melted, just so that I can close the door so I don't have to look at it. So the roof is completely gone, and the back of the shed is completely gone. That's the back of my neighbour's summer house. And then obviously there's lots of damaged stuff in the shed that needs replacing. So yes, you get the general idea anyway. But as I said, if you close the door, it doesn't look too bad. Also, my photinia, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, tree here, beautiful variegated tree, that's been scorched as well, which is really sad. And then you can see that the hedge, the laurel hedge in the neighbour's garden, has been burnt. A little bit of my fatsia at the side, and then you can just see it's kind of got the edges of my banana plants there. So they're looking a little bit crispy. Yeah, they're not looking too happy. Although saying that, 2 of these are actually fruiting this year. So I'm going to be losing 2 of my biggest banana plants, but luckily we've got lots of little ones growing at the base, so they'll come back next year. These are looking a bit better on this side. Again, we've got another one fruiting here. You can see the bananas growing on there. They're tiny little bananas. They're not edible, unfortunately, but they look really cool. Luckily my tree fern's okay. I thought that might have suffered actually from the heat of the fire, but it's actually looking quite good. Very lucky. So as I say, it could have been much worse. Oh yeah, there's a better view of the tree there. That was a big fir tree. I'll put on the screen a view from last October versus this September, just to give you an idea from the back office window how different the view is this year. Yeah, my canners haven't done very well this year. I'm surprised because it was so hot, but obviously they needed more water. I tried my best. Also, all my lovely fairy lights have been melted at the back there, and they all connect to each other around the garden, so I've got to replace about 3 sets of those as well. I keep walking into spiders' webs. Luckily I have got this centre island that kind of hides the back of the garden. This is so pretty. Love this. It does need a good tidy up, but I'll do that another day. I've been quite busy this week trying to sort out the fire situation. As I said, I've got someone coming to assess the damage next week hopefully. It's not the best time of year to be putting up a new shed and painting and things like that. It's starting to get a bit cooler now in the daytime. Now we're coming into autumn, so I might have to wait until springtime to possibly put up a new shed, but it's all weather dependent, I suppose. Yeah, this is how the rest of the garden is looking. Oh, I need to put those lights away as well. I'm not sure if those work or not yet, I haven't tested them. Thanks for all your lovely messages and support on my post. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry to hear some of you have been through a similar thing with fires happening in the garden that's like come from somebody else's garden. This geranium is so beautiful. The leaves alone are just stunning, aren't they? The bar's looking a bit of a mess, I'm afraid. As I said, I need to replace the roof again. And unfortunately, the custom-made cover for the bar was also in the shed. So I'll need to get another one of those made up. And I think it takes 4 or 5 weeks. So hopefully I'll get it in time before the really cold and wet weather kicks in to protect it over the winter. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I just wanted to update you on what was going on and just show you the damage and how the garden's looking. As I said, luckily from over here it doesn't look too bad. Once all that crocosmia is gone, it might look a bit worse. So maybe I won't trim that back just yet. Thanks for watching, take care, and as I mentioned, I'm hoping to do a houseplant video soon, as I've had a few requests for that. And I'll also be doing my annual overwintering video to show you how I overwinter all my plants and care for them during the cold season here in the UK. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks again, and I'll see you all soon.